Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Jared Goff, the Lions, making it happen, finding a way to win. My goodness, quite a journey to get to that dub. Fire it up. Let's get into it. Welcome to the QB School. Jared Goff and the Lions rolling. Not really. And this thing's all over the place. Obviously, fun to see him win. We'll certainly break that down at the end. But getting there, how'd they get there? Give themselves a shot? It wasn't always pretty. Right here, Jared Goff, in my opinion, just misses a wide open kind of glance slant. Now, I've got a number of issues all over the place, and I want to make sure that I get it that, hey, you got a clicker. It's really easy with the clicker. I get it. By any standard, this is wide ass open. So we run a little motion. We're going to play fake right at it. So this is going to cause these defenders to come up. A little ball fake, turn around, put it right on him. This is, let me clear it out because this thing is so open. So many different teams run variations of this. It's wide open. Now, what I will add to it, yes, the ball should go there. Furthermore, I don't love whatever they're doing on the backside here. It's almost like a clear. It doesn't serve any purpose to me. What I would love to see is maybe some sort of like delayed comeback on the outside. What do I mean delayed comeback? You have to have it time up. So play fake, 6 steps, 4 steps. Look here, 1, not there. Shift your feet, whatever's going to time up out here. You can run like a little wheel comeback. You can run a curl. You can run anything to give yourselves a shot back here. And we'll see it later. He sort of gets there. But to me, this is certainly on Jared Goff as far as not getting this completion or finding it at the bottom of the screen, but also just little clues to maybe some offensive structure, architecture deficiencies. But y'all, that's wide open. The linebacker types are at the line of scrimmage, must find. I don't care if you throw it blind. You know it's there. Let it rip. To me, it's a combination of trust and just not being able to operate from the pocket like you should. And that's just me watching the film, being honest with it. That just about every player that plays quarterback in the league has played this play a bunch of times. You can throw it blind. I don't care if there's a bunch of offensive linemen in your way. You know the timing of it, the rhythm of it. Look at 45, robot out of there. He's got his back turned. It's there. And if it wasn't there, I'd like to see something else on the other side, design-wise. 3rd and 7. Now, you can't play quarterback like this. This is straight up sabotage at the left tackle position. I have no idea what's going on. Simply unacceptable how people get fired, hurt, all sorts of bad ball. And, okay, so let's just say it's certainly on the left tackle. And we can do better concept-wise. And if we can't do better concept-wise, so let's just pretend this is Dragon Lion. We don't have to pretend. Pretty sure it is. Okay? Every West Coast NFL team has run this the last 30 years in the league. Bunch of different ways to read this. Pretty sure I have a full video on it. Normally, it is man, zone. Now, in this, and I think within, if you know it's man, sometimes you can go matchup. M, up. If you can see my little marker here. So matchup here, because really at the end of the day, it's slant, if you think of it versus man, middle field closed man. Now, in a perfect world, at least my world that I live in, JT's little perfect world, I would prefer to not throw versus tight coverage. I would prefer to throw off coverage. And I get it. Again, people freaking out. You're probably already typing it up in the comments. Bro, you got a clicker. This dude's way better than you. I get it. Okay? And they watch film too. Tight coverage, off coverage, slant, off coverage, please. So that when you turn on the film like this, yeah, it sucks when your left tackle sabotages you like this. This is horrific football at any level. Pop Warner, this is not going to work. And we should be looking down here, 1 step throw, get hit in face. The ball should come out down here. So, it can be multiple things. Don't have your mind explode unless you're the left tackle. Then your mind should explode. You should think about getting your stuff. checking your clearance access. That's a bad. Jesus, that's bad. You better run over there and pick him up. Now this is great. Dime down the middle of the field. Defender's back is turned, only covering the width of his shoulders. Perfectly accurate ball. Love the little lean too from 88. That's a beautiful ball up and down. Great catch, great execution. Middle field open, killer. Gets the ball off on time. 1, 2, 3, tight hitch, go. Get the ball up and down right around that 20-yard ceiling. 46, 36, 26, 25-ish yard ceiling. Now, just little details here about what I'm talking about when I'm talking about route here. It's not just a straight line. Like this isn't like he's on a whiteboard like, okay, get up there and run into this area. It's get up, lean on him, and then come across and attack that middle of the field area. There's a lot of little subtlety to these types of routes, and when you cover the vertical of number 2 here, technically number 2, even though they kind of switch release this thing, you could, depending on how you want to term it, he could turn into the new 3. But right there, you let that thing go. When do you let it go? Right there, that's a great decision. If you didn't like that, okay, so 59 is carrying the vertical of 88. Watch 14 on the left come across in the end. See how when you carry the vertical of some of these receivers in middle field open, it creates lanes and gaps in some of the underneath coverage. So I love it. I think this ball should be thrown 9 out of 10 times. If you don't love the matchup, you can see how when you carry the seam in defensive coverages, it creates holes in the underneath coverage with that in coming across. Absolutely great throw from Jared Goff. Now we're really picking on those safeties again, this time middle field player. Beautiful look off to the left. And really everybody runs a variation of this play to the left, but this is just a great job by Jared Goff, ripping it into a tight window. Watch the helmet stripe. He's looking left, comes up and then just beats 22. Boom. I mean, that's a dime. That's a laser, a dime. That's as good as you can do it. So scheme-wise, what's going on here? How did we get here? First of all, in the red area, middle field closed, you're asking for trouble, in my opinion, philosophically, defensively. So right here, easy to see, right? Middle field closed. They're running a variation of what every team in the league runs as far as this 3-person concept. Usually it's with ins here, little short ins, fins, indies, whatever you want to call it. To me, it almost looks like they're running jerks by the number 2 and 1. What is that? Come up, run a hitch, you don't get it, you run it in. They kind of time out better if you know they're the number 2s. But with this middle field closed look, you're almost always going to get outside leverage if you're inside the dividers or inside, let's just say inside the numbers. Okay, so you don't freak out. Inside the numbers. So he's outside leverage. He's outside leverage. Now, quarterback-wise, what looks better? A corner to outside leverage or a post to outside leverage? Well, obviously the post does. You have the leverage you want right here. But this guy should, middle field player, literally called a post player, should take that away. Unless the quarterback comes out here, looks hard with his eyes this way, hopefully moves him a little bit, but certainly moves him enough to be able to rip this up the hash. And that's exactly what happens. All within the span of about 2.5 seconds. Just great quarterback play here. Great accuracy. Boom. One more time. Look at that post. I love the stride he keeps too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never shuts down his stride. Never shortens his stride. Threatens him. Blows right by him. But again, if you're playing corner here or the outside defender, you're counting on 22 to make this play. Just as 2 shuffles over, too much. Whew, almost like he got his finger on it too. Really a nice play. One more time, just enjoying Goff's look off here. Left, 1, 2, 3. Back foot in the ground, all his cleats in the ground. Tight hitch, reset. Fastball, face, touchdown. Woohoo! Love it. Next one here, variation of 4 verticals. Now when I'm making fun or disagreeing with the quality of the offensive design or architecture, I do like to point out ones that I think are outstanding, and this is one of them. So that little shorty motion looks like nothing. It causes chaos on the defense. And it just make, in my opinion, probably a missed assignment defensively. And without being in the DB back end room, I can't tell you for sure. But they're running some variation of man coverage. Right? So when we see this thing play out, it's man coverage. Middle field closed again. So man coverage right here. They've got the opportunity for 3 eligibles to come out to one side. So 3 eligibles can all exit this way. So all 3 of these players have to be in communication with how they're going to handle this in the most subtle little motion. So when he comes out like this, is he now the 1? You know, who knows? Do they treat him as the 1, him as the 2? Is it switched? And what I mean by that is who has him? So is he here? And then with the short motion, does he go here? Do they lock on it? Do they banjo the release? Meaning that they let these receivers, however they want to release, sort themselves out. So if they release like this, do we banjo this thing and I'll take the outside one, you take the next one? Because whatever the hell they do, they don't do it well. So we get this little short motion. And to make it even more complicated, we're going to run a run fake right at you. So you probably have a run fit. You got to get downhill on this run game. You got to try to get downhill. Now we're going to run right at you and we'll run right by you. So that's what this little shorty motion does, especially out of 21 personnel. Watch the motion. Look at the chaos. Who's got the tight end? You got him, I got him. Who's got him? Boom. Now, also, middle field player, help us out. Play action to that side, to the guy. I get it. He needs to have somebody covering him, but whew, tough. Great job by Jared Goff seeing it, making this hookup. Again, you can see what it does. 59, I'm going to guess 59 is supposed to run with the tight end. That's a tough ask, in my opinion. Now, maybe they have a different call versus a nub tight end over here, and they're supposed to zone it out, and the corner just blows his mind. Also, would just love to see their middle field players be able to make better plays on the ball. Just a tick lay all day. But that's a really nice job, and that's an outstanding play design. Another one here, really like the throw at least. Deep in, they're going to play you any variation of half-field zone coverage. You got to take advantage of that deep in the NFL. Now, quarterback-wise, this is one of those things for me that, I don't watch Jared Goff every single weekend, but when I do, I feel like he occasionally has the habit of getting himself into trouble from within the pocket. And I think for a long time, they kind of designed things for him not to do these types of things from within the pocket, but just deep in, we're going to get it clear, and we're going to get a little hook right there. And you just high-low this thing. If this hook defender gets depth and drives this thing, you put the deep in right behind him. It doesn't matter that this guy's here. He's getting out of there on the half-field coverage. So just a little high-low on that hook defender. But from the back end, you can see what I'm talking about a little bit with Goff's feet. So again, they're matching the vertical in number 2. You can see him run. I guess technically, yeah, number 2. Chip release by number 3, runs that little deep hook or pivot, and you rip the in right behind him. I'm going to guess that's an in. Could be like a glance or a soft post, depending on the scheme that you're in. But that's a lot of space. Again, safety play for the Vikings. No idea what the half-field player is coveraging up top. Maybe he thinks it's a Hail Mary situation. That's a lot of space. And obviously, they give up way too much space to close this thing out. But that's too easy. Now, Jared Goff footwork-wise. On this channel, you probably, if you watch it enough, you probably know that I'm a big fan of the dovetail, just meaning that you take the drop, whatever you need to be lined up to throw to your target, so that when you hit your reset, you're in the middle and you're lined up, as opposed to straight drop back, then have to get your feet over to the left, and now you hit your reset, and now you're over the tackle, over the guard. So you just kind of like tail into this thing so that when you hit your back foot and hitch up or reset up, you're over the center. This to me is one of those things that if you watch enough Goff, you start to see him get himself into trouble. So right here, he hits his back foot, he's over the center. Now watch, hitch reset. Now we're over the guard, now we're getting hit. And we shouldn't be getting hit. We should be getting up in the pocket, over the center, not taking yourself to trouble. Just make things harder than they have to be. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. Then if you are looking for even more quarterback school content, trying to figure out exactly what it's like in an NFL quarterback room, check out the Quarterback School Patreon community. Usually 3 to 4 videos a month, really in-depth looks, footwork, detail, pass concepts, pass protection, all that types of stuff. If you are interested in that, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. And then if you're looking for the absolute premium content to take your football knowledge experience to the next level, check out the Quarterback School courses. Have a number of different courses, RPO course, how to beat every coverage, pass protection, tempos, even a free quick game course. So those links are in the description. I appreciate the support. Let's keep the video going. Next one here, take it all the way back to a similar play to the first one of this video. Up top, we're going to get that kind of bang post off the play action. Now it's not there. Now it's quarters. You don't want to throw this first quarters. The guy's going to get smoked. And they have something on the other side. They run a little curl. But Jared Goff makes this thing harder than it has to be. And what I mean by that is this is the type of stuff I think for me, as a pseudo coach, play caller at much lower level, that would drive me crazy for a quarterback. To go from 1 to 2 to the wrong side. So 1, no. 2, see how he's look to the left like he's looking to his check down? No. Back to number 3 across the field to throw a curl that gets tipped for like 6 yards off a big play action fake. Okay, so what am I saying? Let's go back to the wide here. We're running that play action glance or play action short post. So we're going to fake at it. So we're coming downhill, we're faking at it. These guys are stepping up, and we're going to run this post right behind it. Okay, now, this is not a good play versus quarters. It's not a good call. So there's no way. You do not throw this. This is a ambulance shot. So what we talked about the last time is that it's great to have something else out here as number 2. So the post isn't there. These guys want to run curl? Great. Run curl. I probably prefer comeback, but curl just the same. So you go really quickly. 1, not there. 2, yes. You do not go quarters post, not good. Check flat, not good. Crazy deep curl, catch at 6 yards. This is late AF. This is no bueno. The read, I'm telling you 100%, 99.999% is that. It is not that. So this is the type of stuff I think for me where you can see the evidence on film of how he could potentially frustrate coaches. So no to the post. Right now, come back to the curl. Throw it on time, anticipate it down at the bottom of the screen. So no to the curl throw. It's late. He's late. The guy catches it for a 6-yard gain. It's just not what you're trying to do in these types of plays. You're not operating within the system to give yourself a great opportunity to be successful long term. Watch the stripe of his helmet. No. Left, no. Back. I mean, just late, kind of muddy decision making. Yeah, it works out. Yeah, it's not a total disaster. But that's not being efficient and effective from within the pocket. It's not making clean, decisive decisions. Now, here's what that post is supposed to look like at the bottom of the screen. Play action at it. Wide ass open. This is borderline the same exact play as I started this video with. The timing of it, great footwork, strong base, rip it. This is what it is. That's a layup for NFL quarterbacks. You can make, this is an individual drill. How about the left tackle just for fun here? I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but holy God, get out of here. Oh my goodness. Whew, that's tough. But the concept, awesome. Again, look at the safety. At the snap, you're thinking, they might catch quarters here. Now, you probably know you're not going to get quarters, 21 personnel with that kind of shift or motion late. See him come downhill with the run. Turn your back. Ball up on the guy's face. Just outstanding. I love the fact that they came back to it too, play caller wise. It was there. The film showed it was there. Man, beautiful. So we hooked that one up. Now, gets a little gnarly. 3rd and 4. Bad pick. Okay, bad pick. First thing to pay attention to is we've got want to say 2 running backs down here to the bottom of the screen. Definitely one at the very bottom, a linebacker's covering. It's man-to-man. This to me is old school shallow cross. So what is old school shallow cross? I don't care how you get there, dress it up, empty. Old school shallow cross to me is deep hook, shallow cross. To me, this is a zone beater in theory, and the core principles of it. Yeah, can it work first man-to-man? Sure. So deep hook, shallow, and you can stop in zone, run to grass. And so the read usually is in man coverage, you want to hit the shallow. 1, 2, that's it. You don't have a whole lot of great options here. It can be paired with other stuff on the outside that can be man beater-ish, but those are the core principles of NFL, West Coast world, shallow cross. Now, versus man coverage. If you don't have the shallow, but they do have the shallow here. If you don't have the shallow, well, let's rephrase this. Man to man. Okay, so it's man to man. He's running with him out here. Man to man. The way that they're playing this, so it's man, we've identified it's man. Now let's just play, it's 3-on-2. So we've got the shallow coming here, and we've got the deep hook coming here. In essence, it's these 3 versus those 2. Now there's a bunch of different ways you could do it, but if you do a 3-person funnel, meaning that these 3 players in pink, the defenders, have these guys man to man. So when he comes across on this shallow, this defender is going to point and yell something like in, whatever. He's going to try to pass it off to the next player. So then he's going to take him, theoretically. And then this player becomes the whole middle lurker, whatever you want to say, in the middle, the extra player. But because the same thing happens on the other side, we get this in. He is also yelling in, trying to pass this thing off. So we've got 2 guys yelling in, 2 routes running in like this. They end up dropping the shallow. So that's, to me, where the ball should go the whole way. Man to man, this is what you got to think. Instead, he tries to force it to a zone beater, a hook, and he doesn't run back out of it. So that's a lot. The essence of it is it's 3-on-2, man coverage. If they can sort it out, they're going to get you. If they can't, I mean, look at the shallow. Look at the shallow. He might score. It's punt return right. But you can see what they're trying to do with the 3-on-2 funnel. Look at 27 down here at the bottom, pointing. You got him to the middle player. Except the other guy up top is saying the same thing, saying in. You take him, I got him. Nobody takes the shallow. We get 3 on the deep hook. Where do we throw it? The deep hook. The deep hook doesn't come back to the ball. So even in a terrible world like this, put your foot in the ground, run right back to the quarterback. I mean, that'll make you, I'm telling you right now, this will make every coach, fan, even Jared Goff, sick to his stomach he didn't throw the shallow. Just brutal. Just predetermining it, playing buddy ball. Just read it out. See how they are going to defend it. And they've got you if they defend it well. It's 3/2. But it's hard. I mean, look at 45. 45 sees the shallow crosser. Then he sees the deep hook behind it. What? I mean, damn. That's just brutal. And that's the type of stuff that I think, is evident of why Jared Goff can and is frustrating if you're going to watch quarterback play consistently. Because you can't have guys running like this, 3rd and shortish, for easy first downs and throw picks. It's one thing if you just can't see it, can't get it to them, don't make the throw, but that's a wide-ass open shallow cross, and you're throwing into triple coverage in man coverage versus zone route. And the play call sucks, okay? Right, let's keep it real. 4th and 1. Talk about another play call that's an issue. A little boot here. Now, I don't have an issue, throwing the ball 4th down. All right, if you want to go boot, great. It's not my favorite call in the world. I do have an issue here with 2 things. 1, not protecting the edge. So watch the fullback. The fullback is basically a nothing fake. Instead of doing that, let's have him come off the edge, or let's have a wing set to protect the edge and give the quarterback a chance to get to the perimeter. He can't get to the perimeter. The fullback is nothing. This is where I think offensive design, scheme-wise, he serves no purpose. He's not faking. No one's watching the fullback keying him going like, oh, they're always going to go to the fullback like we're in high school Harry stuff. Okay? This is NFL defense. Secure the edge. Give him a shot. Now, quarterback-wise, quarterback deficiency, 4th and 1, must throw ball. Cannot take sack, cannot not get the ball thrown. Totally on Jared Goff. 100% on Jared Goff to throw the ball. He's going to know that guy's right there. He put the brakes on. Must throw ball. Must. Strip, sack, whatever. Always on the quarterback. But the design here to me is not great either. Let's secure the edge. Get our guy a chance to get out to the edge. But I mean, nobody's open. I mean, where are you going to throw the ball? You certainly want to give someone a shot. But instead of wasting a fullback here, to me, I would just jump in 12 personnel, get a wing to the up top, and secure the edge. Then we can at least have the threat of running it. But man, we got to be able to throw the ball on 4th down. You can't take sacks like that. You can't take strip sack fumbles like that. It's just horrendous. It's making a bad play a disaster. And it's really a mini miracle that they won this thing. I mean, they're leaving some points, yardage, decisions, scheme. It's all out there. Next one here, this is towards the end, chance to win it. We got a seam route that if he throws it on time where he wants to, accurate enough, it might be a touchdown. But we've got protection deficiencies. We've got sight adjust deficiencies. Now, without being in the room, okay, and this is going to go a little into the weeds pass pro wise, but we've got 5 offensive linemen and a back in pass protection. Okay? They've got 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebacker types, and a DB type. They've got 7 here. This is a sight adjust situation. What is that? A hot sight adjust situation. With the back to this side, it usually means that the back is blocking to this side. Not always, but usually. So let's assume that's true. If the back is blocking to this side and we have 6 blockers, they bring 7, then we need this guy to do something to give us an answer. Whether it's dart, slant, one step, smoke, fade, sight adjust, some sort of sight adjust. Otherwise, most offenses are built this way. You could throw hot out here. You could throw whatever. There has to be a hot sight adjust throw. But it also assuming that he blocks the right guy. Like, I mean, if you can't block the right guy, it doesn't matter what the hell you do. And or Jared Goff, to me, has to know he's hot or have a sight adjust here. Now, I think that they kind of get the offensive line a little bit, really the center. I think the center needs to be turning left here 100% of the time. But that little deke fake from the linebacker type gets him. But what the back is doing, I have no effing idea. So watch 59. Let's assume that the center is going to 59. And this is just my best case scenario. He's going here. Well, 59 takes a step back like he's bailing and then hits you. All right, so that they got you with the center. But then the back, I'm almost going to guarantee, has a dual, meaning he's going here 1 to 2. And you if you're playing this 3rd down or protection back, you never run past color. So like if he sees a different color jersey, he's going to block him. He has to in just about every pass protection in the NFL. So watch 59 first. See him take that little deke? It looks like the center is looking that way. Maybe sliding right. I don't know why he's sliding right. There is no third issue to the right. But let's just assume that the back has either 48, 59, or 22. He's probably got 2 of those 3. Right there, he lets 2 of them run by him. So it's either the center or the back, probably both. Furthermore, if I'm Jared Goff and there's a safety walk to the line of scrimmage, I'm going to know where my hot sight adjust situation is. I'm not going to take 3, take a big old hitch, look at the heel click, feet come together, doesn't put the ball where he wants, should be picked, turnover worthy play. Just bad ball. And then 4th and 2 here to lose the game for the Vikings and win it for the Lions. Who knows what's going on with the defensive malpractice and the coverage here. I have no idea why they're giving so much cushion. I mean, it's almost embarrassing. It is not. It's not almost. It's embarrassing. It's horrific coverage on the back end. It's a great job by Goff taking what's there, ripping this thing. I love the fact that he gets it out on time, lined up. But again, you know, there's no, I mean, there are no words defensively why there wouldn't be much tighter coverage in that area of the field. It's on both, certainly on the corner at the bottom of the screen. That's too much space. You're not even backpedaling. You're side running backwards halfway in the end zone. I also just am not a huge fan of the depth of the safeties in the end zone. Now, you don't have to be standing in front of the end zone, but there's no reason to cover that deep. If they make that throw, the high back five, that's the hardest throw. The throw at the goal line, at the bottom of the letters, on a curl or in, I mean, this is just too damn easy. This is just horrific defense. But kudos for Jared Goff, the Lions, finding a way to win. I think everybody pulling for teams like this at this point in the year, just find a way to win. Love the Grays. But man, that was an experience just going back and watching the highlights and lowlights. I couldn't imagine watching that thing in real time. My goodness. So, Jared Goff, the Lions. Whew, Nelly. They won. Left some yardage out there, some decisions, some schemes, really all over the place. So hopefully you dug the video. Let me know what you want to see next. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good one.